perspective, what can the Nordic countries are becoming increasingly multi-ethnic, and what do you think that we can learn from the US in terms of diversity?
Well, I think one of the greatest lessons to learn from any country that's experiencing diversity at the rate that the United States is experiencing it is really how much of an asset and how much of a benefit diversity offers to the community at large. And so really, the U.S. has made some historic contributions to removing discrimination, through our civil rights era, and making sure that all groups, regardless of, their color or creed, have the ability to pursue things like, good jobs and access to education. But I think what we need to do more of is investing in making sure that those opportunities are more equally presented to folks, because our growing diverse population means that our voters are going to be diverse, our leaders are going to be diverse, our home buyers and workforce are going to be diverse. So in order to make sure that our country as a whole is going to grow and prosper, we need to make sure we're investing in each and every one of those communities.
So do you think the US can learn anything from the Nordic countries in terms of diversity and multiculturalism?
Well, what I think I always take from the lesson of the Nordic countries is really such a commitment to equity that the countries have done such an amazing job of when it comes to gender equity, in specifically speaking. So I think holding equality and equity to the highest esteem that got gender to where it is in the Nordic countries, if that were applied to groups according to race, ethnicity, and other types of multicultural identification, I think that would be an amazing lesson to learn on both sides.
Okay, and from your point of view, in terms of also diversity and inclusion in the society, what is the plight of groups like the Sami and the Inuit as nations in the nation state as compared to the situation here in the US for the American Indian nations?
I think they're very similar. I think we are looking for some of the same things. One is, first of all, whether or not we want recognition as a nation state or to be able to have a voice as a nation state with other nation states. And then secondly, the right of self-determination, being able to make our own policies for our own people that affect us and perpetuate our culture and our traditions, but then still able to help lift us up. And then how do those policies work within a nation state that we may be coexisting within? So policies that will support the indigenous languages, for example, as we were speaking of earlier today, or policies that allow us to continue to engage, but engage in a way that's still true to our values and to who we are as people, not necessarily assimilating, but coexisting.